I don't know if marshmallows would go good in a chai latte, but we're gonna try it out and see because we're audacious. It's 2018. Is anyone else just like totally incompetent when it comes to opening shit? Shit. I could just use the scissors, but I'm really stubborn and I'm not gonna give up that easy. Okay, all right, great, awesome. I feel like we can do better than that. Okay, all right, you know what? This isn't. Yes. Okay, let's see what's up with this. It's pretty good. Let me stop procrastinating, which is something that I do a lot. New Year's resolution, stop procrastinating. Let's get into why I made the video. It would only be appropriate if the first video that I post in 2018 is the new YouTuber. God, okay, all right. I'm making this video because I haven't really introduced myself to you guys, and I feel like utilizing this new YouTuber tag would be a really great way to do so. I think it would be a really good way to start off the new year is by me being clear and open with you guys. For those of you who aren't really familiar with the new YouTuber tag, it's basically a list of 20 questions that are supposed to kind of help you get to know the person that you're watching, give you the overall general gist of their channel, what their intentions are and their ambitions, and why they created the channel in the first place, and, you know, just kind of give you a feel of who you're going to be watching. So my birth given name is Taylor. It's pretty bland. And the name of my channel is Olives and Ovaries. I'm currently working on trying to decide what name that I want to go by, just purely for the sake of YouTube. I have always been really into the idea of being able to kind of create this identity that embodies you in your purest authenticity, that gives you that creative outlet of what kind of mindset you want to be in when you're filming. I've always been really attracted to alliterations. I don't really know why, but they've always been super satisfying to me. When I was brainstorming ideas for what I wanted to call my channel, I knew that I wanted it to be something that really represented me, something that I really liked. Olives are one of my favorite snacks. Like, I can literally just crack open a can, sprinkle a little bit of sea salt, and just go at it. The ovaries aspect, egg, ovaries have eggs. Ovaries have eggs. As far as the ovary aspect of everything goes, it runs a little bit deeper than that. I'm done with the jokes. I've always felt really empowered about being a woman, and I'm super into women's rights activism, feminism, and just really, really attracted to the overall divine feminine energy. Plus, I love the female anatomy in general. Like, I've always enjoyed learning the names and where everything's at and what happens and the processes, and I've always been super, super into it. So once I put two and two together and it was an alliteration, and I loved the way it sounded and the way that it flowed, and I thought it was really unique, it represented me, and I loved it. I am from a very small town in East Tennessee. It is about 45 minutes outside of Gatlinburg. Very southern, very traditional. I feel like I have a lot of thoughts and experiences that I could share with other people that would really be helpful. I'm someone who has been gifted with empathy on such a profound scale, and I know how mentally excruciating that it can be sometimes. When I was growing up and I was, you know, going through puberty and I had all this stuff going on inside my head, I didn't understand myself. I didn't know how to cope. If I could have had someone that kind of knew how to guide me through it, then I probably would have been a lot better off. I just feel like it's my moral obligation to kind of share my own personal cheat sheet of what's helped me cope with existing with others and put that out into the atmosphere, and, you know, that way if anybody that needs it can hopefully come across it and it can really do some good. This is something that I've really struggled with just because I have like so many ideas. There's so many things that I want to do. I want to make videos about mental health, self-care, self-love, advice videos, being a girl boss, monthly favorites, vlogs, morning and night routines, skincare routines. If I had to summarize it down into like concepts, I think it would be personal growth, empowerment, being a boss ass bitch. Well, for one, people who refuse to grow spiritually stagnant. Those people who have that urge to constantly evolve and grow into better versions of themselves. Independent thinkers, the outcasts, weirdos, the freaks. People who actually take pride in their moral inventory. Really just anyone who struggles with their identity or their purpose or their self-worth or figuring out what the fuck is going on. Just anyone who is out there struggling in the same ways that I do. That way maybe they can not feel so alone and get some kind of hope that they're going to be okay. I honestly just want to encourage people and inspire them and help them cope, because existing sucks sometimes and it's really stressful and it's really, really hard, and I don't really think anybody ever really figures it out. My top 3 favorite YouTubers are Orion Carlotto, Arden Rose, and Conan Gray. It was really like a combination of multiple influences. Like the 3 YouTubers I mentioned earlier, they were really the main influences among many that I've seen on YouTube that made me feel like I could really be authentic and that I could make a positive impact through the kind of content that I wanted to produce. I would absolutely love to work with Conan Gray. I think he is one of the most precious individuals I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, effortless therapeutic essence that he has. I've gotten chills before watching his videos, just listening to him kind of talk about his thoughts and what's been on his mind, because he has been able to word things in ways that I haven't even been able to word things about the way that I feel and the things that I think about. And when you can have that and be that for people, I think that's something that is extremely freaking powerful. This question just because I don't like to speak for other people. I don't really know what spiritual journey you're going through right now. Like, you might not be able to get what you're needing right now from my content. I think that we're all on our own journey. We all have our own perceptions of reality. I'm not in any position to tell you what I think you should or should not do, or what videos you should or should not watch. I don't like anything that's forced. I really just want to attract viewers that naturally feel drawn to my essence. I don't really think there's any reason why you should subscribe to me, but I just feel like if you dig this that I'm putting out, then by all means subscribe. I think it's hard to kind of pin that on one specific YouTuber just because the visions, why did I say that like that? The visions and the type of feel that I have in my head of what I want to do with my content, I've never really seen anyone else do it before. But if I had to like categorize it up, as far as aesthetic goes, I could only hope that I could achieve something to the beautiful poeticness of Orion Carlotto's content. Contrast in the way that she films and edits and the typography she uses and just everything. And as far as the essence goes, like Arden Rose and Conan Gray, I think they're so unapologetic with who they are, the way that they film things, the ideas that they come up with. If I could somehow be like some kind of creative, like metaphorical love child of all of them put together, combined with like my own natural touch, then that would be freaking perfect. I've always loved the creative freedom of YouTube. I think it's really freaking remarkable that all different kinds of people with different opinions and thoughts and intentions and purposes can all come together on like one single platform. I mean, literally anyone can just up and decide that they want to make a channel and start producing content, and I think that's something that's really, really, really neat. Just like with anything else, I think YouTube's kind of starting to become a little institutionalized. I'm noticing a huge monetary influence that's growing more and more and more. People are just making content for sake of the money, and it's not like it used to be whenever Shane Dawson did I say that right? Yeah, Shane Dawson. Whenever Shane Dawson and Smosh and Boxy and all those people that were out like 50,000 years ago just made videos because they enjoyed it and they loved it and it was like a hobby. I'm just saying, I really miss the super old, authentic passion that people used to have for making YouTube videos, and I really would love to see us somehow bring that back. I have accumulated a lot of unique experiences in my 22 years that most people just don't have the courage to talk about, much less share it on video with everyone else. I just really want to be that voice or that guide that I needed when I was younger and growing up and being an empath. I know how miserable and exhausting it can be to not understand yourself or your feelings, or why everything is so heavy, and feeling weak and being ridiculed and being told that you're too much. And I get it. I really feel like I can heal people through my stories and my advice and my experiences, and that's why I'm here. 3 things that you should know about me is I'm clairsentient, I'm an indigo child, and I am an ambivert. For me, I think the hardest part of it is giving people that can hide behind a keyboard and a screen the opportunity to completely demolish your thoughts and devalidate your feelings and your overall well-being and just criticize every little thing they can possibly find, and ultimately just being raw and real in front of people who don't have to get you, they don't have to understand you, and if they don't want to understand you, then they're never going to, because you can't give a message to someone who isn't open to receiving it. It's kind of getting dark on me, so sorry. The most rewarding part of it for me, I think, is just going to be being able to connect with people, exchanging thoughts and experiences. Like, if I can just reach one person with my videos and I can make them happier and help them understand themselves better and make them feel like they're not alone, then I'm fine. Like, that's my goal. It has taken me 22 years to finally achieve the level of confidence and courage that it takes to even do YouTube. So now that I finally have made it to this step, I'm not going anywhere for a really long time. Don't get discouraged. It takes time. You have to feel it out. You have to find your niche. You have to find your way. You have to develop your vision for what you want to do. And make sure that you're a friend to yourself during the entire process. When you see yourself on camera and you're editing and your words are kind of trapped on display, it's easy to be super insecure, really psych yourself out, be really hard on yourself, but don't do that. Don't let anyone degrade you for doing this. This takes a lot. If this is something that you're passionate about and you have friends that are degrading you for it or talking bad about you for it, that ultimately reveals them. Like, that says so much about who they are as a person, and you don't need people like that in your life anyway. Take yourself seriously. I think that's one of my biggest things that I need to work on, is taking myself seriously, because a lot of times when I go to write down notes or video ideas, or I want to plan a day where I film something, or I just want to edit, you know, in the back of my mind it's like, why are you doing all this? Like, you don't even have that many subscribers, nobody watches your stuff, nobody cares about what you're doing. And honestly, that's just negativity. That's my fear of failing coming through to me subconsciously. And you can't be afraid of failing if you're going to do this, because if you learn from any experience, it's not a failure. Okay guys, that is it for my new YouTuber tag. I really enjoyed sitting down, being able to talk about this with you and break everything down, and it really helped me kind of further develop my own vision that I have for my channel. So if you liked this, subscribe, comment, give it a thumbs up, slide into my DMs, whatever. I am going to go eat the rest of this frozen pizza that's screaming my name, hello, and I will see you guys next video.